Hello everyone, coming up on this edition of Living Blind with Cory Jackson, we are going to begin a series on using the Instant Pot. You know, the Instant Pot is the new type of pressure cooker that's been out for a few years. It can pressure cook, it can do all sorts of things, and so many people don't understand exactly what it can do and how it works. So sit back, relax, and let's spend a little bit of time together learning about the Instant Pot. So it's great to be back with you all again. And growing up, I always heard people talk about how quickly they got things done when using the pressure cooker. And I always wondered, what on earth is a pressure cooker? And I heard good things about them, but I also heard a lot of bad things about them. Like, oh my goodness, this person was cooking in the pressure cooker, it blew up and severely burned them. So I can understand why people would be a little worried. But with the newer technology in electronic pressure cookers, they're not really stovetop anymore, there are all sorts of safeguards in place to keep these types of accidents from happening. There's various locking mechanisms that go into effect if something goes wrong. So unless you just totally do something overly weird, you don't have to worry about the thing blowing up on you anymore. So what I want to do for a few of these episodes is just talk a bit about the Instant Pot. That's the one that I happen to use. I want to take you through making a few simple things and hopefully get those of you that have an Instant Pot or have been thinking about getting an Instant Pot comfortable with using it. It doesn't matter if you're blind, it doesn't matter if you're sighted. You can definitely use the functions of these devices equally. The one I have is a few years old now, and it actually has a very accessible app that I can pair with it that allows me to control every part of it from my phone. So what we're going to do today is take a look at the pieces that come with an Instant Pot, and then for our first little cooking video using the Instant Pot, we're going to boil up some eggs because tomorrow is the 4th of July. And Jen is going to make some macaroni salad to have since we're having a cookout. So let's get started. So chances are when you first take your Instant Pot out of the box, this is how the 6-quart is anyway, and this is what I have. They sell it in a 6-quart, an 8-quart. I think there might even be a 4-quart version. I find that the 6-quart does pretty much everything we need. I may, when this one breaks down, get a larger one. I haven't decided yet. It'll depend on what type of deal I can find. But usually when you pull it out, it'll be totally put together, and I'm going to face the front of it toward the camera so you can see all of the controls. And basically the lid, in order to take it off, once you pull everything out of the box, you'll give it a twist counterclockwise and just lift straight up. And in the package, so here's, we'll come back to that lid in just a minute. In the package, inside this main unit here, is the inner pot, and this is where everything cooks. Inside this inner pot is something called a trivet. This is what you can put into the bottom of the pot if you want to lay, for example, eggs, or maybe you want to lay a piece of meat on there, so when you're done cooking, it's just easy to pull this rack out and the meat's laying on top of the rack. There's all sorts of things that you can use the trivet for. We use it quite a bit. But this here is the main pot that you always want to have in the unit to cook in. Now, we use ours so much that I got an extra pot. I cook in it quite a bit. So a few years ago, Jen got me another pot. It was either Jen or Chloe. Both of them got me another pot. We'll just say it that way. So you can buy extras of everything. So another thing, when you first get this, if it's not attached, there's going to be this little overflow cup that attaches to the back, just like this. Looks like this. And there's a little there's a little overflow hole back here just to catch any type of extra steam or anything that happens to come out. To be honest with you, mine usually never collects anything, but I keep it on there. It just snaps on the back, and it's really simple, you know, to pull off and rinse out if you need to. So that is what will come basic. You can buy springform pans. You can buy different types of things. I have a few of the accessories. We're not going to look at those today. I'm just going to show you what comes in the package, and we're going to make some eggs because we need to get them done. So let's get started. So it doesn't matter if you're going to boil 5 eggs or 10 eggs. You use the same amount of water. So I'm going to dump in 1 cup of water, and I'm going to go ahead and place my trivet in. And if you want to put your trivet in first, you can. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you have the inner pot in. You know, when Jen first got introduced to the Instant Pot, she was going to make rice and surprise me one day. And I came downstairs from my office. This is when we lived in our old house. And she said, I had a horrible accident. She dumped rice inside the main unit without a pot being in it. Jen, how long did I spend tearing this thing apart, trying to get it cleaned out?
A long time, several hours.
So I thought my poor Instant Pot was done. I thought it was completely done, but we salvaged it and it was okay. So I'm going to grab some eggs. We're just going to make, how many you want, Jen? 6?
Yeah.
We're just going to make 6 eggs. And one thing to remember when putting eggs in here is you don't want to stack them. So 1 layer and 6 will fit fine. They do sell a basket that you can buy that can do several layers. I actually have one of those. Maybe on the next episode I'll show it to you. So what I'm doing at this point is just taking these eggs and laying them down on top of this trivet. Now I could fit more than 6 in here, but 6 is all we're going to need, so I'm not going to cook any more than 6. And I have those in there, so let's get it started. So I want to talk about this lid real quick before we start the cooking process. This lid is very heavy duty. There is a rubber seal inside of it that does come out that you will need to wash every once in a while. Now, will you ever get the odor of food out of this rubber ring? More than likely not. I've tried everything. Some people have moldable rubber rings that they use for cooking different things. I have one. The food, it never seems to have any weird taste or anything like that, but we do pull it out and clean it every once in a while. Another important part, if you're holding the lid the way you're supposed to with how it would be on the unit, on the back left there is a little valve that has a handle. If you pull the handle toward you, it's in the release position. If you push the handle away from you back toward the back of the unit, it's in the sealing position. This does come out for cleaning, and I do pull that out every once in a while for cleaning. And the only other thing I do want to mention, after some time, there is a float valve here. And there's a little rubber gasket that goes on the end of it that looks like this. I don't know if you can see that, but sometimes these will go bad, and you can buy a pack of like 6 or 8 of them on Amazon for like $5. So you can pick up parts fairly inexpensive if you need things like little float valve replacements and seals and extra accessories. There's a lot of stuff out there you can get for these if you find that you're going to like it. So I have this one plugged in now. I have the eggs on the trivet. I have the cup of water in there. I'm going to put the cover on, and this does make a little bit of noise to kind of give you some audio cues for those of you can't see. And you heard that little musical sound. That means the lid is on. Now the lid is not sealed. Now if I turn the lid clockwise, you'll hear the little musical sound to let you know that it's locked. If I turn it counterclockwise, the tone goes down to let you know that it's unlocked. So I'm going to turn it into the locked position. It only fits one way. And I have the release valve set to sealing, so I have that pushed toward the back of the unit. And what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to get my phone out of my pocket, open Smart Cooker.
Home search. Button. Possibly. Search. Speaking rate. Volume.
Let me
Speaking.
slow it down a little bit.
55%. My tab. My tab. My dashboard. Tab.
Dashboard is what I'm wanting. Now, although there's all kinds of presets on this thing, I always use the manual setting. There are presets to cook chicken, beef, and all that kind of stuff, but I don't like it to be doing the guesswork for me. I like to be in control of that. So in any of the videos that I shoot, except for the one where we make rice, I will be using the manual mode. So to cook eggs, the rule of thumb is you're going to put it on high pressure for 5 minutes. When the alarm goes off, you're going to time it for a 5-minute release. And then you're going to allow the pressure to escape by pulling the pressure release valve back towards you. And then you're going to wait, another 4 minutes. Pull your pot of eggs out, run them in some cold water, and once they cool off, you'll be ready to peel. So some people say 5, 5, and 5. I say 5, 5, and 4. Now understand, when you set this to high pressure, it's going to have to heat up. So when you set your timer, it's not going to be 5 minutes right away, and then the timer is going to go off. It's going to come to pressure, which is going to take probably a good 5 minutes, and then it's going to have your 5-minute cook, and then your 5-minute cool down, and then your 4-minute resting period, and before you add your cold water in to cool them off. So it takes about 20 minutes total. I just don't want people to think that as soon as you turn it on, it's going to come to pressure, because that's not how it works. So let's go into
recipes, manual,
the manual option.
Duration, heading, duration, 30 minutes. Button.
By default, manual set for 30 minutes.
30, picker, 20, 20, 20,
And I'm going to
20,
knock it down to
20,
5.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Done. Button.
5 minutes.
Pressure level low.
Pressure level is
selected.
high.
Button. Start.
And I'm going to hit the start button, and we are going to start counting up to when it's going to come to pressure, and then we'll start our 5-minute countdown. When you hear the thing make several beeps in a row, you'll know that your 5-minute high pressure time is up. So we're not going to stay here and record this whole entire time, but we'll be back once this goes off. So I just pulled the eggs, actually not pulled the eggs out, but the 15 minutes is up, and I went ahead and I took the lid off and I added cold water so the eggs would cool off. And I'm going to let them cool off for a few minutes, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to crack eggs that have been boiled in the Instant Pot. All right, guys, so for the sake of room here, I just sat the Instant Pot back down inside the machine. It is off though, so the eggs have had a chance to cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one out here and just show you how easy it is to peel these once you've cooked them this way. I can cook them on the stove and they're never quite this easy. This is amazing. So I'm just going to take and crack the egg. I'm going to roll it around like this. Watch how easy this shell peels off. Look at that egg. Now, is that perfect or what? Perfect hard-boiled egg for making macaroni salad, potato salad, deviled eggs, which I love. I haven't been able to get Jen to make me any of those lately. But that's how simple it is to boil eggs in your Instant Pot. So I hope this video has been helpful to someone rather. If it is, be sure to like, comment, share with your friends, and click on that notification bell so that you will know when new episodes are available, because I'm going to continue to teach you more about cooking in the Instant Pot. Have a wonderful day, everyone.